Yeah, it is Nakuru, and the demonstration is quite different for today because it's very, very um, peaceful. They're doing it peacefully, as you can see. Very few of them have come out. Think the police have let them do demonstrate peacefully. Hamna kuharibu mali ya umma. Very disciplined. Yeah, Nakuru. Firimbi tu. Kala ni ile ile, black and white. Oh my goodness. Ndo mwanzo tu, ndo mwanzo wa ngoma. And as you can see, still the young people are out. It's like they've not yet, they're not satisfied with what our president said. So they're not yet convinced. Yeah. Nakuru City. this is Nakuru. The last time they had the mandamano, this is how people protest. This is how people came out in numbers compared to today. As you have seen previously, today very few people came out. Very few people came out to demonstrate, to show what they, to show that they were not they were rejecting the finance bill. But since the president spoke, I've seen very few people that came out today. There was no any interference, regardless of Malia Uma. Everything was at peace. Yeah. So this is just a clip of Nakuru. Yeah, this is Nakuru town. This is Nakuru town now, as at now, and now this is Nakuru town as at the previous Mandamano. Yeah, there were a lot of people who came out to say, you know what, we are rejecting the bill. You know what, that bill is not okay with us. And they came in large numbers. The young people really came out to air out their grievances and say that we want our voice to be heard. I don't know if their voice have been heard since the president spoke, because as I can see, we were many. The people were many, the youths were many. Kulikuwa na wote, yani kila aina ya mtu. And now, right now, we are very peaceful. This is Nakuru town, just at the entrance of Nakuru city. And I'll tell you for sure, we are very peaceful. Things are running out smoothly. We are at our normal today's work. Yeah, the matatus are going, the bodas are working. Yeah, there's no any tear gas. We are just okay. The life is moving on as it should be. And people are doing what they do in their daily basis, because as you can see, actually there's not a lot of people like the normal day of how people come to town. Very few people. There's still that fear of what will happen. Will there be a mandamano that will affect them, will interfere with them in any way possible? Since we've seen live bullets. Yeah, we've seen people being shot. We've seen the tear gas and all that. So I guess people are at home, or some of them didn't open the work basically because of the fear of what will happen today. Will it be the same as the previous week? Will the andamano affect our business as it affected the previous week? But it's not that affected for today, guys. The momentum has reduced to some point, and yeah, people are peaceful, but there's no people in Nakuru city. It's very clear. You'll think that we are on a weekend. Huh? I want to show you on the bus station, the station where people go to kupanda matatu. Yeah, watu wa matatu wako kazi, watu wa mayai wako kazi. Yeah, everyone is at work. The matatu they are there, wanangoja wasafiri, but wasafiri wayuko, si ati wako maandamano au manini. Yani ingekuwa last week pale hapakuwa na mtu yoyote, hapakuwa na gari yoyote. Yeah, but today the parking is full, the stage is full, but people are few. And I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'll say as much as the matatus are here to mean that we are good and peaceful, but people still have that fear that we still don't know if it's going to be okay till the evening, or it's just now that people are still waiting to see what will really go on or what will go down today. But from our side, we'll tell you that things are set. We are waiting for one of our reporters who have gone to a different location to ensure that we are getting the pictures and the way and how things are running at Nakuru City. This is Island TV, making sure that we are updating you to the current situation that is happening here in Nakuru City, especially CBD, Nakuru CBD. Yeah. Tuko ange, tuko aste, tayari kuwapasha na kuwapeleka moja kwa moja kwa jinsi mambo yanaendelea, na unavyoona ni kwamba mambo yako sawa, mambo ni shwari, hamna tatizo, hamna neno. Yani watu wametulia, watu wanaendelea na kazi zao jinsi yapaswa kuwa. Yani kuna utulivu wake, na pia watu hawachokozani. Yani things are okay. Demonstration, I've seen few people there earlier there. We've seen very, very few people coming out compared to last time. We'll be giving you updates on what is happening, what is going on at Nakuru City. So stay tuned, stay with us for more details, for more updates. Una tu hii ni gari ya karao. Ina watu. Yani Nakuru hatuna fujo sisi. Tuna fujo kama ni demonstration. Yani imetulia tu. Si kwamba hatuna vijana. Tunao, lakini wametulia, hawana mambo. Yani kama ni kudemonstrate wanaifanya kwa utaratibu. Hautapata ati tulivunja, tuliingia, tukaiba. Hamna. Tuko tu sawa. Yani mambo inakwenda jinsi inavyopaswa. Sijui upande mwingine, kuna upande mwingine ambapo one of us has gone to see, is it just this side or around Nakuru we are okay. Yeah, I'm not sioni tear gas, sioni anga, siski firimbi, siski. Things are okay, we are cold, and we are hoping for peace at the end of the day, and we are hoping that we'll find whatever is making us going out here and protesting. Yeah, we'll find it without shedding blood and without kuharibu mali ya umma, kwa sababu at the end of the day sisi ndio ambao tutateseka. Kesho bado tutatoka nje tuseme tunataka 1 2 3, we want to we can't say that we're striking again and then we strike to haribu our works, and at the end of the day hizo ndizo ambazo zinatupa the basic needs. At the end of the day unataka kula pale jioni, umekuja kazi, you want to make sure unaeka kitu mfukoni. So as much as we are protesting in different places, I want to urge people to be peaceful at the end of the day, and to do it right. Yeah, mombi yetu itasikika. Nakuru town is very clear, very, very clear.
the perfect place to capture your child's precious moments? Look no further. Island Shot Studio is the ultimate destination for fun and memorable photo sessions. We have friendly photographers, child-themed sets from fairy tales to Mickey Mouse. And best of it all, childlike prices. It won't break your bank. Visit us today, Nakuru Sigma Building, 3rd floor, room 3N, or book your appointment via 0798 586 954, 0798 586 954, or even email us through islandstudio2022@gmail.com. Looking for the perfect place to capture your child's precious moments?
And finally, we've gathered the aerial view, the footage of the aerial view of Nakuru City. This is what is happening at Nakuru City. As you can see, we are very, very clear that there is no that commotion of demonstration. This is the aerial view of CBD. One of our reporters has managed to get this, and as I have promised you earlier, that this is it. This is one of the areas of Nakuru City. Very smooth, things are running, everything is in order, and hakuna mambo ya kuharibu mali ya umma. Very peaceful as compared to last events, last scenarios that were happening. And this is I think the police and the Gen Zs have come to an order of protesting in a right way, in a peaceful way. And as you can see, a lot of businesses are closed. Not everyone is for business. Very few people are working. The normal routine of how people work is very rare. It's not as it usually is. And that's it for Nakuru City. Vitu vimetulia tu, hamna kelele, hamna mambo, yani vitu shwari, vitu ange. This is just the aerial view of Nakuru City CBD. We are able to bring it live. This is Island TV. We are able to tell you that this is what is happening at Nakuru City as at now. And we're able to make sure that wherever you are, you're safe, you're keeping safe. If you're at any demonstration, you're making sure you yourself, you're okay. Mambo ni kama hayo. Our reporters, our cameramen are on standby to make sure that you're able to get whatever it's happening. You're able to know where you are safe, or you are able to know where to be and where not to be. But for Nakuru is safe. Nakuru is from those pictures, the videos. things are running. Things are running as much as there are no people around, but stage ya matatu pia imetulia, matatu zipo. Unajua pia kama matatu zimetulia, unajua there's no that much commotion, but matatu zikikimbia unajua ni kubaya. Matatu zimetulia, tuko sawa. This is Island TV. We are bringing it live from Nakuru City. Keep tuning with us. As you can see, this the Nakuru highway is not blocked today. It's very, very clear as compared to last time. Cars were not passing, people, it was killed. See how clear it is. This is Nakuru highway. Very, very clear. To mean we are doing it in a peaceful way. Early enough, you could see that very few people came out to demonstrate for today's protest. So we don't have so much dramas in Nakuru. I don't know, but everything is running. Everything is running. You can see the roundabout. This is CBD. Things are in order. Things are moving. As much as they're slow, but things are moving at a very slow rate, but at a very peaceful way. Yeah, Nakuru City live footages from Nakuru City. Make sure you're tuning on with us. You're staying with us to get to know what's happening around Nakuru City. This is one of the cities that we have a very peaceful moment as per now. As you can see, Mombasa, we have different things. Nairobi, it's different compared to Nakuru City. This is just one of the views that we're showing you, just for you to know how your city is going. Those people from Nakuru City, tuko safe, tuko sawa, tuko chonjo, tuko ange, tuko aste. Things are running, things are running, things are running. Ila biashara nyingi zimefungwa, wanabiashara wamefunga biashara zao, but things are running out smoothly, not really very smoothly for business people, for daily business people who are always making sure that they come to town every day to meet their daily needs. So for today, it's a little bit different, since many of them have that fear of what will happen compared to last time. People are many, the roads are blocked, and we couldn't things couldn't run exactly as how they used to run normally. Yeah, but things are running, just that people are not around. People have that fear of, will we be safe? Can we trust whatever is happening? Yeah, but I can assure you, you keep safe wherever you are. These are just live footages of Nakuru City live from Island TV.
impact this had on this mass movement. What is your analysis on Kenya's response to the president, even now being open to dialogue this coming Thursday?
One, in the eyes of Kenyans, the president has been abandoned. He is seemingly the only one who seems concerned in government that there are demonstrations. The rest of government is not speaking. The minister in charge of security and interior has not spoken to the nation for the past more than 72 hours. And the president has been making serious attempts to speak to the nation, but the nation seems not to be listening. Why is the nation not listening? Perhaps the president is not speaking to the heart of where the problem is. There was a list that was circulating within social media of the demands that people are making. And these are not the demands by the Gen Z. It's the demands of the Republic coming through Gen Z. Even the simplest of the demands, by now and by demonstration of goodwill, I think the government and the president ought to have acceded to one or two to demonstrate to Kenyans that we are indeed concerned about what this generation is raising. What the president requires does not even require that there's a meeting forum. The president can issue an executive order that will address 70% of what this young generation has. Offices, the corruption issues, the division of government, reducing of the ministries, something that the president can do through an executive order. He doesn't have to wait for the meeting. And if the Kenyans have to listen, then we have to keep asking the government, what is the bare minimum you are doing before people go on to the negotiations? But without that, I think we're going to go into much storytelling. We have meetings that are being planned, but I think the government is also getting it wrong. If you go on space as the head of state and as a government, how many Kenyans are on Twitter? You are going to speak to a different group from the people on the streets. Will the president target the people now on the Wayek Way demonstrating on the CBD? Some of them have no phones. Those who have phones, perhaps they're not smartphones. Those with smartphones have no bundles. So what is your target audience?
Yeah, and talking about, target audience, I want us to go back to, the altering of the public discourse, around governance and accountability in Kenya. The X space being one of the ways that the president has said he is open to engaging with the people who are obviously, really making their opinions known and seen on these social media platforms. But in terms of you saying that this would leave out a significant chunk in terms of public discourse, we're talking about religious institutions, we're talking about many other interested parties that might perhaps not find an opportunity to voice their opinions here. What would be best way forward, now that you say that perhaps the X space might not be the best avenue to, find a way forward?
One, the president needs to start by demonstrating goodwill, the general goodwill, by doing the bare minimum. If there are issues of corruption in government, he has the power to hire and fire. Let him do that. If there are things he can do without necessarily getting approval of institutions, let him do that. Secondly, he has to break the audience into targeted groups. If you want to meet the youthful people, go to the social media. If you want to meet the churches, go to NCCK. If you want to meet the media, go to the media. If you want to meet the religious community, the business community, go to different business communities. And he must release his government to deal with this issue. The government, the public is wide. He may not be able to address all the issues as the head of state. He must first bring his government together and must ensure that the whole of government approach is involved in solving this crisis. For instance, we have people who listened to him on Sunday. How many people are able to watch the mainstream media that he was speaking to? This is the time to even go to the local media stations and speak to the people. This is the time to organize county-based forums and speak to the stakeholders. If he is alone and he can manage this, let him do it. If he has the government that he can delegate, let him do it. But there seems to be a breakdown in communication between the president, between the government, and the people who are being governed. And that that is why, as he speaks, nobody seems to be listening. And that tells him he has to change the approach of engaging.
Nobody seems to be listening, but do you believe that this wave of activism could lead to substantial changes in government policy? You know, the things that people are basically talking about, governance, accountability, political dynamic. Do you think that we will see a shift by taking to the street and continuing to say what you're saying is not enough, we're still not hearing you, you're still not hearing us? With this very aggressive and continuing wave of activism, are we likely to see any substantial change?
Yes, and we're already witnessing the substantial change, because for the first time the president has refused to assent to a bill passed by parliament, not on his own accord, but by bowing to the pressure of the electorate. For the first time, we have seen members of parliament that they represent. We are going to see a wave of change in the way government policy is developed, is implemented. We are going to see a fundamental change in the way government deals with corruption. What this generation has demonstrated to government is, well, we can ask you to act. If you don't act, we can act as well. In terms of getting the people's power and people's voices to be heard, we have succeeded as a country through this generation. However, my fear is that if this goes unmitigated, we are going to cause havoc and untold mystery in terms of economic and the social fabric. Untold mystery in terms of economic.
In terms of the role of security forces in managing these demonstrations, your assessment 3 weeks down the line in how they have handled this entire crisis, where you're sitting as an observer?
As an observer, I think stages have failed the nation. One, the primary role of the security agents is to protect the citizens, to protect life. Secondly, is to protect property. You cannot end people's lives in the name of protecting property. It is life first, then property second. And we have seen police use excessive power, use live bullets, use tear gas guns, throwing them at demonstrators, and in the end, killing them. And this perhaps is where the government is getting it wrong in terms of approaching and dealing with the demonstrators, demonstrators. You know, previously, doing everything that the judgment spoke against. And when the president spoke to the nation, he committed to rule or to stand the rule of law. He kept speaking the rule of law.
They seem to have taken, we have seen elements of persons that have taken advantage of these protests and actually
protected by law. But they lose that protection immediately. They throwing stones. It should be isolated cases. I do not believe that all in and do whatever they when the confines of the law.
Missing could either have been arrested, they have lost their lives and are still unaccounted for. So in terms of these illegal arrests or detention behind us, the recourse, in terms of being the booking, first of all, the OB, and then I guess
an illegality, and in fact, the right to the writ of habeas body was to produce, that is a right that is not limited by law. And once the police arrest you, they must do the honorable thing of identifying themselves, informing you that they are police officers on duty, informing you of the reason of arrest, and upon arrival at the police station, they know that they need to book you and give you an OB number. This OB number must be brought to closure and you are released. And if you are not released within 24 hours, you must be produced before a court of competent jurisdiction. Even if they have not established a case against you, they are allowed by law to produce you before court and ask the court for an extension of time to continue holding you so that they can bear the case against you. In this case, we've seen people who are abducted from their houses, from the streets. They have neither been booked in the occurrence book at the police stations, nor have they been produced before courts. And we saw the Chief Justice directing courts to sit even at odd hours to determine the applications for habeas corpus, which means the applications arising out of the abductions. And for the first time, we saw a court in Naivasha sit on a Sunday to address or to review the issue of the bond bail application that had been denied by the lower court. It's therefore illegal and unconstitutional to hold on to someone beyond 24 hours unless at the lapse of the 24 hours it is either on a weekend or a public holiday when the court is not sitting.
And of course we had the ODM party in its statement about the police oversight authority, calling on them to investigate, the quote-unquote mass killings, what was observed in Githurai, which, of course, the president, not the president, but the government in itself continues to remain mum about, because we have not yet had a clear word on what exactly happened there. So in terms of, the oversight authority investigating these mass killings, the extrajudicial killings, why, as of now, have we not had any word at all communicating to Kenyans what exactly is going on? There's a sense that people are losing their lives. There's a sense that people are being abducted illegally. There's a sense that there are police officers who are arresting persons without identifying themselves.
And with profound respect, my practice as an advocate tells me that the only thing that is independent about independent policing oversight authority is the word independent. IPOA runs like a government agency, and it is difficult to ask a government agency to investigate another government agency and expect results. This is not the first case where the IPOA has failed to act in good time. There are various complaints about the police excesses across the country over the past 10 years, and the IPOA has done nothing. And then most importantly is that IPOA runs like a toothless dog that can bark but cannot bite. IPOA does not have the prosecutorial powers. It does not have the powers beyond the report they make. And once they have made the report to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, they become functus official. They cannot do anything.
Functus official in English terms, wakili.
Their term ends there.
Their term ends there. Functus official.
Functus official, yes. And therefore, them, you take them to a report that this police officer has acted beyond their powers. They'll make that report, they'll do the investigations, they then make the report to the Director of Public Prosecutions to act. Another report is taken to the National Police Service Mission to act. So IPOA is a conveyor belt. To also name them is to be unfair. Them, they cannot give you what they have done. They cannot tell you they have done, because legally they can do nothing. They pass either to the ODPP trial or the National Police Service Commission for disciplinary measures. They cannot discipline a police officer, they cannot arrest a police officer, they cannot prosecute. They are a conveyor belt.
But then again, just going back to that statement by the ODM party, the Central Committee meeting, where they're calling on the president to instruct his security organs to seize abductions and to release all detainees. Does the president have the power to do this?
The president has the power because the president is the chairperson of the National Security Council. And any death occurring anywhere in this country, we blame the president, because as the chair of the National Security Council, he ought to know and to give general direction. The president has a ministry called the Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government, the one headed by Professor Kindiki Kinduri. This is the ministry under which the police officers. This is the ministry that supervises the police force. And therefore, if the president cannot supervise the minister who supervises the police force, is right to be blamed. He has actually the absolute power to tell the police through the line minister to stop doing what they're doing if they're doing anything illegal.
And just talking about the extrajudicial killings, are there lessons that Kenya can learn from other nations in, first of all, preventing, and if in the unfortunate event that these extrajudicial cases actually do happen in addressing extrajudicial killings, where can we borrow from? Where there have been extreme cases and how
states that I may not want to mention, but from the countries, we've seen demonstrations in the United Kingdom. We've seen demonstrations in the United States of America. When government deals with demonstrators while exercising restraint, they do not use excessive force. And whenever life is lost, the president himself accounts for each life that is lost. However, we must also say that demonstrators in those countries, in those civilized countries, also demonstrate with restraint, demonstrate within the legal framework of their countries, making it easy and simple for the police officers to also exercise their power within the confines. Progressive jurisdictions on how to end extrajudicial killings with violence that is difficult of link. However, in South Africa, this has critically improved. From an African perspective, South Africa because the government has been more friendly, even engagement between the non-state actors and the state actors. However, excessive use of...
Just going back to a lot that was said during Sunday's televised interview, the public has continually observed discrepancies between what happens, particularly the youth who seem to be the most aggrieved and antagonized in the wake of these events.
Out is that either the head of state was ill-prepared for the interview or he was misled by his government before people died. If only one person died, that was a violation of that person's rights, and it ought to have been a matter of concern to the Republic. Whether it is 1 life or 100 lives is a matter of concern. Number two, the president kept on saying that he rejects 347 billion, we are going to have austerity measures, and we must break ourselves that send this generation to the streets is the debt issue that we are borrowing. Why are you then telling them that we are going to failed him, or the president was ill-prepared interview, which is adding insult to an injury, is not solving the matter. He has spoken to the nation 3 times, the first time, the second time, and third time, and the people are still on the streets. That means that the 4th time, you must have a well-prepared script that will speak to the people's hearts and calm them.
But aside from the people and what they want, and even if the president's concession manages to see off the immediate threat of more at bay, because what will be the outcome of these conversations, it still leaves the president, citizens, and lenders such as the IMF. We have huge debt concerns as a country.
But this is not the first time you cannot pay a 60-year-old debt 5 years. Perhaps this or overtaxing pay. Remember the generation that you want to use approach, and this generation, people get them lecturing you on why IMF has taken over your budget process, and they will say them demonstrating to you that this budget is not a Kenyan budget. This budget is elsewhere and is being forced down the throats of Kenyans. It is a generation that can do research. It is an informed generation. So the budgeting process that was there in the 1990s cannot be the same budgeting process that will be there in the 2020s, because we are dealing with different generations.
We're dealing with different generations, and hot on the heels of this conversation is something in the dailies today, around lawmakers being in line for a hefty salary increment starting this month, even as Kenyans demand that the government effects budget cuts and other austerity measures. We're seeing here a Gazette notice by the Salaries and Remuneration Commission stating that the monthly remuneration structures for state officers in the Senate and the National Assembly are to be implemented in financial year 2024-2025, effective July 1st. So this essentially means that the two speakers of the National Assembly, the Senate, Moses Wetangula and Amason Kingi, respectively, will, starting this month, get salary increments. Timing.
And then we ask, who advises government? Who advises commissions? Even if these increments are deserved, is it the right time to publish them? Is it the right time when the president is talking about the austerity measure? And that is why Kenyans say they have trust issues. You're saying, on the one hand,